Of course, one amazing thing about our performance over the last 7 years is, first of all, we have outperformed all other comparable cities in our country. People typically compare Hyderabad to a Bangalore. We all know that since we are a part of the same industry. But today we feel very proud that on many counts our performance has been much superior to other comparable cities. Obviously, we are far above the national average. And most importantly, in certain strategic areas, for example, how are we encouraging talent development? How are we encouraging technology-enabled innovation, entrepreneurship, startups? How are we utilizing emerging technologies? How are we spreading the growth of IT in smaller cities and towns? How are we attracting niche companies into our state and our city? In all these specialized verticals, our performance is far exceeding our own expectations. And for that, first of all, I would like to convey my gratitude and thanks to Honorable Minister for his leadership, because eventually lots of action can happen on the ground provided there is a very comprehensive vision, far-sighted policies, and on-the-ground support. And I should admit that all this is happening continuously for the last 8 years because of the presence of our minister at the helm. And of course, he has the complete backing of Honorable Chief Minister. So whatever are the requirements, we have been getting very prompt and very agile approval from Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Minister himself, which gives us the strength to turn around all these visions and ideas into reality. I would also like to convey my appreciation for the strong team that we have in the IT department. I see many of them here. Each of them have taken responsibility in delivering what has been expected of them, and because of them and their colleagues in different wings of our IT department, today we stand so tall and so proud of all our achievements. I would also like to convey my most sincere gratitude to the industry, because eventually it is they who are the carriers of all our ambitions, our aspirations, our dreams. And I'm very happy that unlike other cities about which we continue to get all kinds of feedback, the industry is completely united here. They speak in one voice. There is no discrimination at all between a large company or a mid-scale company or a young startup. So the ecosystem that has emerged here, the technology ecosystem, that is something which people cite example of. In fact, I have attended lots of national level seminars and conferences and closed door discussions, etc. And people are actually envious of the kind of environment and ecosystem that prevails in Hyderabad. So my compliments to all of you. All of you have also seen through 2 very difficult years caused due to this pandemic, and you have worked together with the government to ensure that the transition earlier from office to work from home was smooth. And now that pandemic is completely behind us, you are also motivating your employees to come back and resume duty from your workplaces. So I'm, as I said, I'm always grateful to the strong partnership that the industry has shown towards the government, and I do hope that in years to come, this will go from strength to strength. So today, as I said, is a momentous day. We are going to share with you what all has been achieved during the last year of 21-22. In a few moments from now, Honorable Minister will be revealing the figures, and they are really astounding. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I myself had not imagined that we would be able to reach such heights after 12 months, but fortunately that is the reality today. And let us, once we know the figures, I'm sure we would all like to congratulate each other for this stupendous success. But I may not be able to get a chance to come to the mic again. So congratulations in advance to all of us, and let us have a proud and wonderful year ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You said stupendous. numbers. Last year was stupendous. We had 46,000 new jobs despite Corona. So we'll have to see what kind of stupendous numbers we have for this year. Sir, one point you made, whether it is a large company or a small company or a small investor, we give the same reception. Sir, I would like to say, and I think all of the gathering here would agree, you led by example, sir. Whether it is a startup or a small SME or a large company, the reception was the same in the department. And we thank you, sir, for all the leadership. Now, I would also like to recognize some of the industry bodies here. We have representation from NASSCOM, please, NASSCOM, and from SCSE, Cyberabad Security Council, from AmCham, from TAI, from TWAGA. So we have representation from all the industry bodies. And specifically, we have the HICIA team here, the president of HICIA, the COO, the secretary of HICIA, the newly elected team. They have been rendering a lot of support and been the confederates for the state in terms of our growth. And I also would like to recognize there are a few real estate developers here and some IPCs who have been promoting the city. Now, on behalf of all of them, I would request the HICIA president, Manisha Sabu, to come here and speak a few words.
Good morning, everybody. It was 2016 when I attended the policy launch, the IT policy launch for Telangana. I was sitting there listening to the visionary statement and the big goals we were setting for the state, wondering, will we be really able to do this? Fast forward 6 years, today, we observe that it's not just we achieved all the goals that we set for ourselves, we actually exceeded them. That really makes me feel extremely proud to be part of the IT fraternity of Telangana. It's extremely important to have vision because that is what drives us, and the policy makes it, actually gives it shape and makes the whole framework ready for achieving the vision. As Infosys Center Head, I feel that Telangana government means business and understands business. Because we get immense support from government, whatever we want to do. Representatives, or sometimes even something related to land or anything related to any of the statutory compliances. We get immense support, and that is reflected in the growth that we are seeing in the large organization who are setting up their organizations in Hyderabad or in Telangana. We are also seeing growth in various tier 2 cities too. And this is immensely important because it's not just about getting new businesses here, it's also about nurturing the ones which we have here. Many of you will agree with me when I say that, I repeat myself, Telangana government understands business and means business. As HICIA president, we want to join hands with government to support the SMEs, to support innovation, to make sure that the new companies which want to come to Hyderabad come here, and now when they evaluate Hyderabad landscape with other cities in India, they put Hyderabad on top. And for that, we would like to work with the government. We would like to make sure that HICIA, the IT industry, the IT fraternity, and all other associations together with government make the new policy stronger, which we will march towards our goal more confidently. I hope I have your support for this. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Manisha. So for the development of the IT industry in Telangana, we have taken a sectoral approach. We've looked at different sectors. BFSI, banking, financial services, insurance, is a very important sector. And we have here two gentlemen, Ramesh Kaja, who is the senior MD at State Street, and Ravi Tangirala, who heads Mass Mutual for India. And Ramesh is a senior MD at State Street and Trust. It's the largest custody bank based out of Boston, US. He's also the CIO for India and head of strategy and transformation. And Ramesh, along with Ravi, have been a part of our advisory council for Telangana for investments. And now I request Ramesh to come here and say a few words about the BFSI sector and the growth in Hyderabad.
Greetings all. Thank you for the introduction, Amma. I am standing here primarily because of one gentleman, and I have to take that, give that credit to Mr. Jayesh Ranjan. When State Street visited Hyderabad in 2016 and looking for a second center to develop outside of Bangalore, while they visited many cities and finally ended up in Hyderabad, it's Mr. Ranjan who made sure that they sign the contract and leave the city. And I think the very reason I'm here in that company is because of him. And that made me to take the opportunity to serve the community through the advisory role for the IT minister. Joining hands with my friend and colleague, Ravi Tangirala, who is the CEO of Mass Mutual India. A year back, we had a breakfast meeting with Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, and we stemmed this thought that if we need to take the goal of moving away from the 700,000 people working in the IT and the IT-enabled services industry today, which is also expanding to the tier 2 cities very comfortably, primarily because of the pandemic. And if we need to take this goal from 700,000 to 1 million jobs, how do we do that? Banking, financial services, and the insurance industry is 40% of the IT job seekers across the world, not just necessarily only in India. And that means we are talking about a very decent 280,000 people in Telangana state today working on various aspects of the IT services business within this industry. If we need to reach that 1 million goal, we need to add at least 110,000 more jobs in this industry. And with almost 1.5 million engineers alone coming out of the colleges, and less than 3 lakh or 300,000 people getting into job, we do not know what the other people are doing today. That means there is a need for us to rethink about talent, maybe reskilling them, and most important, going back and redoing our education system. The second point I wanted to bring to your attention is, the moment we talk about any front office, be it a multinational bank or an India bank, we only hear one city in India, that is Mumbai, because the entire domain knowledge is limited to that particular city, and that's where most of the front offices come. A third, obviously, is the beautiful ecosystem this city has, whether it is related to the risk group or the NPCI organization and many other national organizations present here. Are we really utilizing the entire ecosystem? This is exactly where the idea of the BFSI consortium got initiated. Joining hands with me and Ravi is also Mamta Madhireddy, the center head for HSBC Hyderabad, Vizag and Kolkata, who is probably not here today, she is traveling, and Subba Pereppa, who is a managing director from JP Morgan, and Simar Singh, ex-UBS, now KPMG BFSI head. 5 of us, working with all of the BFSI leaders, have got 4 major areas of focus. First, can we go back and relook at our education system? So we have joined hands with Srikant Sinha from TASC, connected with Mr. Naveen Mittal, who is focused on, who is a commissioner for education, to see if we can institutionalize the minor degree in finance at the grassroots levels of the engineering, or even, for that matter, BBA, BCom, and other degrees. The second, obviously, is the risk and regulatory knowledge we need to build that will make Hyderabad the second destination apart from Mumbai, to build up the domain capabilities here. That is how we can actually focus on the next 1 lakh jobs. The third is branding the city and branding the state. And now that we have many tier 2 cities that are already spread wings for IT, whether it is Khammam, Warangal, and Nalgonda and many other cities coming up, how do we make sure that we brand Telangana not by having some random videos and other, but can we really build this message right? And the last one is forward engagement. How do we ensure that we invite those BFSI companies that are not present in the state, but maybe in other cities like Pune, Mumbai, or other cities, and then ask them to probably relook at having a center? A recent example that our IT minister and Mr. Ranjan have done is inviting Goldman Sachs to come and set up office here. But how do we make sure that the Deutsche Bank, the Barclays, and many other companies that doesn't have a presence in Hyderabad but are present in India, how do we make them believe that this is the place to come? How do we make sure that the kind of discussions that our minister had in Davos gets into a standard operating culture so that the entire BFSI fraternity works in bringing them to the state and talk about what we can do? That's the goal of this consortium. We are excited that we can join hands with all our colleagues and, most important, make this place the choice place for building the right kind of skills and technology. I look forward to that opportunity to partner with all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ramesh. That's really exciting, creating a minors in finance, and that too partnering with Task. On this occasion, I would request all of you to partner with Task and create such exciting and innovative courses. Now we have the release of the Task resource book. I would like to invite our CEO, Srikanth Sinha, on the stage. And the Honorable Minister would be launching the Task resource book. The resource book is launched on the occasion of the completion of 7th year of Task. This resource book will help provide corporates as well as organizations with more insights into the activities of Task. It contains the list of all the partners, programs, and courses offered. Courses run directly by Task in both ILT and OLT modes. The 350 plus corporates who regularly recruit candidates from Task. District-wise list of all colleges registered with Task, and many other useful information. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Mr. P. Jagan Mohan Rao, Chairman of TSTS, to say a few words.
Thank you. Honorable Minister KT Ramarao Garu and other dignitaries on the dais, it's very heartwarming to be part of this ceremony today, launch of annual report. 14 years of restless agitation and many sacrifices by the Telangana youth and Telangana people. We have achieved our separate state of Telangana in 2014. Before the formation of the state, there were many apprehensions from many people how this state is going to survive and how this state is going to perform after its formation. Like the leaders from the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh also raised doubts on the government may not be able to meet the basic needs of the people after if this state is formed. But after its formation, after 8 years of its formation today Telangana government is setting an example for the best governance in the country. It has come up with many initiatives, like Telangana government has come up with many initiatives under the efficient leadership of Honorable Chief Minister KCR Garu and IT Minister KTR Garu. like the T-Hub, which is the world's largest technology incubator. And after its success, like it has been a home for many startup companies. It has raised demand for the second phase of the T-Hub. And likewise, we have T-Works, we have TASK, and we also have Women Empowerment Hub. And all these are the excellent initiatives which are being taken as an example by other state governments of the country. So Telangana government is setting as an example for the best government in the country. And likewise, ఈ రాష్ట్రంలో ఈరోజు అమలవుతున్నటువంటి పథకాలు అభివృద్ధితో పాటు ఈ రాష్ట్రంలో అమలవుతున్నటువంటి పథకాలు దేశానికి ఆదర్శంగా నిలిచిన ఈరోజు తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వం అమలు చేస్తున్నటువంటి పథకాలతో పాటు తెలంగాణ వర్తమానం అదేవిధంగా తెలంగాణ భవిష్యత్తు గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి కేసీఆర్ గారి చేతుల్లో ఉన్నంత వరకు మన తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ప్రగతి దేశంలోనే మొదటి స్థానంలో ఉంటుందని చెప్పి మన తెలంగాణ ప్రజలందరూ నమ్ముతా ఉన్నారు. ఈరోజు తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వంలో భాగస్వామ్యం అయినందుకు తెలంగాణ స్టేట్ టెక్నాలజీ సర్వీసెస్ కార్పొరేషన్ చైర్మన్గా నాకు అవకాశం దక్కినందుకు మరొకసారి గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి కేసీఆర్ గారికి, గౌరవ ఐటీ శాఖ మంత్రి కేటీఆర్ గారికి ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతా ఉన్నాను. నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు మరొకసారి ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతూ జై తెలంగాణ.
Thank you, sir. There is no doubt about it. Like you said, there were many apprehensions, but despite the COVID year, we did absolutely really well. Last year, we generated 46,000 new jobs, and our growth was twice that of the national average. Now, I would like to invite the U.S. Consul General Joel Reifman. Mr. Joel Reifman assumed the post of the U.S. Consul General in Hyderabad on August 20th, 2019. Prior to this, Mr. Reifman served in various missions in Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Asmara, Eritrea, Pakistan, Iraq, and Panama. Mr. Joel Reifman.
Thank you so much, and Honorable Minister K.T. Rama Rao, and Honorable Principal Secretary Jayesh Ranjan, distinguished guests. So I just came here, and so I'll speak extemporaneously. My term as CG, my 3-year term, is closing, and so I'll provide a few observations on why Telangana is really at the center of the U.S.-India partnership. Now, I have a bias because I've been here the last 3 years. But here are the things that I have seen, and they're quite frankly remarkable under the leadership of KTR and KCR as well, the Chief Minister. First of all, this economy is not one-dimensional. I know there's an IT focus here, but I call it a tripod economy in Hyderabad. So first there's IT and IT services. But then there is an incredibly strong pharma and biotech sector as well, which produces 40% of the world's vaccine, or excuse me, 1/3 of the world's vaccines and nearly 50% of India's bulk drug exports. And then there's an enormous aviation and defense sector, which in the United States, participation, both you have partnerships with Tata, with Lockheed Martin. They are producing C-130 empennages. They are producing F-16 wing sets. Boeing is producing Sikorsky helicopter fuselages. Pratt & Whitney has one of their largest training centers in the world. Honeywell is here, and many other companies. So coming back to IT, what's very impressive is that there's a service part of it. I know Deloitte has 40,000 people. There was an athletic awards before the lockdown, and there were so many people on stage, and it was all Deloitte folks, and when you see their building, you see why. But also the higher end ITs. We had one of our Deputy National Security Advisors for cyber technology here, who was very impressed, had a roundtable with leaders, and of the higher end blockchain and mapping that it's going on here. And that's going on here because the 5 largest companies in the world, all of which are American, so you have Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, and Microsoft, all have their largest footprints outside the United States in the world right here in Hyderabad. That's remarkable. And deserving of applause. And then also just all of the new openings that we've seen where, we've seen Mass Mutual, Goldman Sachs, there's Micron Technology, so many more who have come here because this is a business environment where the leadership not only has vision, but it has execution. That's hard to find. Usually there's one without the other, but here you have both. And a little bit of an example is that my husband and I went out to spend our last visit to the Taj Falak Numa, and there was a new flyover that shaved about 15 minutes off of our drive. And throughout COVID, when everything was frozen, this government kept building infrastructure. And so that is really impressive, and that will keep literally things moving, but it is also augurs well for the continuing viability of Hyderabad and also Hyderabad's connectivity with the second-tier cities in Telangana. One other thing that really impresses me here is the ecosystem of chambers. So we have HYCIA, NASCOM, TIE, CII, AmCham, and I sat on the board I was an advisor on the board of United Way. And I've never seen all these disparate groups work so much in harmony and with a purpose, a unified purpose, here than anywhere else. And it's extraordinary. And that's something I'm really going to miss being a part of. And finally, what you have here that's important and important to preserve is communal harmony. Part of the history is that this was a princely state. It wasn't even part of India as it approaches its 75th anniversary. So that happened a year later. And but again, you have in Telangana a relative communal harmony and a recognition that so many different groups have contributed to the history and the culture of Telangana. And so these are all the factors that I admire. They're also the factors that make me sad to leave, but I know you're in good hands, and all of you have done so much, especially on the innovation front with T-Hub, WeHub, and so I look forward to following you from afar, and I want to congratulate you on all of your success and wish you all the best in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel. You have been a great source of support for the city. We know your 3-year term is going to end on August 20th, 2022. But regardless of wherever you go, we expect that you would promote the city and be still a friend of us. No matter, even if you go to our competitor, you're still promoting Hyderabad. Thank you. Now it's time to honor some of the Tier 2 champions. The government has a lot of emphasis on promoting IT outside of the Western Corridor. Firstly, I would like to invite Genpact. Genpact was the first to set up a base in Uppal, and they're keeping their commitment to grow on the Eastern Corridor. And as part of Phase 2, along with Ramki, they're developing a 15,000 employee campus in Uppal. And also Satish, who is here, he's the General Secretary for Rachakonda Security Council. We have established a separate security council for the Eastern Corridor to take care of the security, traffic, and other needs of the corridor. I would like to invite Satish and Nandakishore and Rajesh from Ramki to come here. And Project GenNext envisages a total development of approximately 2 million square feet of IT office space. This project will be completed in 3 years. This state of the office will be a composite and structured and classified as grade A office space. And it will employ about 15,000 people over various phases of the project. Thank you. Now, I would like to recognize Scient. They have started operations in January 2017 with 60 resources at the incubation center in Warangal. And they have moved to their own facility in October 2019. They have taken a 5-acre land from the government and have built up a 75,000 square feet campus and a 600 seating capacity. And currently they are employing 300 associates in Warangal in the area of telecom. From Scient, please come onto the stage. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Subramaniam and Mr. Vinay Agarwal from Tech Mahindra. They are not only the hosts for this event today, but they've also set up a nice location, or they've taken they've started their operations on 1st January 2020 in Warangal, and they've taken 125 seats last year, and they're expanding further. Currently, they have 225 seats, and they're planning to scale up to 500 in the coming year. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite SoftPath from Warangal. SoftPath Systems is headquartered in Atlanta and founded by Mr. Ravi Chander and Sushma Roy in 1999. The company has been providing innovative technological solutions in digital transformations, master data management. SoftPath, please come. In Warangal, since March 2021, SoftPath has successfully employed 250 plus graduates, and they plan to scale it up to 500 in the next 2 years. Promoting tier 2 and locations outside of the Western Corridor is very important for the government. And the fact that we are honoring them is a testimony that the government is committed. And we also have released the grid policy for promoting the tier 2 locations. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Athiram from Warangal. Athiram. Athiram is an AVCGI company established in Warangal, primarily located in NIT Warangal campus. They released their IP, Pan-India mocap film Dheera. I don't know how many have seen it, but it was telecasted on multiple channels, and it is also on Amazon Prime. And it was voiced by 12 superstars in 12 states. And the company is currently developing services for a wide range of industries, including entertainment, edutech, healthcare, and agri-tech. Thank you. Next up, Quadrant in Warangal. I would like to invite a gentleman from Quadrant. Quadrant is a US-based cloud and data company established by Mr. Vamsi Reddy, a native of Warangal. And they create business value for Fortune 1000 companies by accelerating business innovation, enabling new growth, improving operational efficiency, and transforming the user experience. They have a delivery center in Hyderabad with 1,500 software engineers. And they're starting their own development center in Warangal, which will employ 1,000 software engineers in the next 5 years. Thank you. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Eclat Healthcare Solutions, who are established in Karimnagar and looking at Warangal, Khammam, and Malakpet. Eclat Healthcare Solutions. They're headquartered in Washington, D.C. Mr. Sudhakar Rao, please come onto the stage, please. Mr. Sudhakar Rao. And Eclat was one of the pioneers in expanding to Tier 2 cities in India. They were one of the first people to start their operations in Karimnagar. And they set it up in, with 18 employees and opened a large state-of-the-art 15,000 square feet delivery center in Karimnagar in May 2016 with 108 employees. They are currently employing 230 employees with expansion plans to be at 500 employees in Karimnagar by the end of the year. And they've also made a commitment to 1,400 by 2023 across Warangal and Khammam in new delivery centers. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Samskruti from Karimnagar. Samskruti from Karimnagar, please come onto the stage. Yeah. The company is into digital marketing, web and IT development, serving North American and domestic clients. They have taken office space in Karimnagar IT Tower with a capacity of 40 members. And they have a total headcount of 80 members now, and by year end they will add 150 members and plan to take it to 500 employees by 2025. Samskruti from Karimnagar, please. And next up we have TechWave from Khammam. TechWave from Khammam. Mr. Damodar and Raju, please come. TechWave is a Houston-based company providing global digital services with multiple delivery centers in Telangana. They work with 500 plus global customers, including 10 in the Fortune 500 and 100 clients on various strategic digital transformation initiatives. They have doubled their headcount in Telangana to 2,000 employees now, and they have started a delivery center in Khammam last year and hired 225 resources. Next up, TechSky from Khammam. TechSky from Khammam. TechSky is a US-based company. Rakesh Batina and Prakash Batina, NRIs in USA. They started operations in Khammam IT Tower with 150 employees. And they would like to increase the employees to 250 this year and 500 by 2025. Thank you. This is just to show the commitment of the government in promoting Tier 2 cities and grid locations. Once again, thank you all. Now, I would like to bring focus to the mobility sector. Just like BFSI, which is a very established sector, mobility sector is a growing sector, and government is putting a lot of emphasis on it. And here we have Mr. Pradeep Kumar, who is the head of R&D for Hyundai Mobis. You know, Pradeep spent about 20 years in the automotive sector. He spent 10 years in Germany, working for various companies, including Bosch, Continental, and BMW. He's also a member of the Strategic Council for the Telangana Mobility Valley. I would like to invite Pradeep here onto the stage to speak a few words on the sector. He's also here with Mr. J.O. Cha, who is the MD of Hyundai Mobis, who is seated right there. Pradeep.
Thanks, Amar. Honorable Minister Garu, KTR, and other dignitaries on the dais, and my friends from the industry. I take immense pleasure in attending this IT event, and as a son of soil, I would like to say a few words with respect to mobility sector. And I have spent more than 20 years in the industry in various capacities across the globe, in Germany and in Europe, and I have seen multiple ecosystems in automotive. And I have landed in Telangana 5 years back and started working with Hyundai Mobis and in Hyderabad. So that was the time, just a few years Telangana has formed, and around that time mobility sector was not so much. It's probably 5 to 10,000 people, I would say. Now I would confidently say that it has reached about 50,000 people in and rapidly growing. And I have witnessed various mobility ecosystems worldwide, and Telangana government is actively working to create one of its kind of unique mobility ecosystem, and I would say the forward-looking ecosystem in the world. Telangana Mobility Valley, and I personally have participated in several discussions in initiating this mobility ecosystem, and there were several stakeholders from the industry and government. And the mobility sector has the potential to grow at least and create 1 million jobs. I would say with this vision, it is possible, cutting across all the segments like digitization, IT, engineering, R&D, manufacturing, and other services around it. And as the automobile has been transformed from a mere mechanical machine to almost a supercomputer, with the emphasis on safety, different control services to the human beings, with the advent of new technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer vision, data science, and embedded electronics around it. And it is a big part of modern car today. And this is going to give tremendous opportunities for bright engineers and skilled workers, especially from Telangana. I'm looking forward to it. And Telangana government is doing all the things right in creating the common infrastructure, ecosystem, and talent pool. We are also working with premier institutes to create center of excellence, to create more and more talent pool available for the industry to grow. And I'm very happy and pleased with the way Telangana Mobility Valley is shaping up. And as Steve Jobs once said, innovation distinguishes between a leader and the follower. And Telangana government has always shown that they are leaders.
For the press and our other friends here, there is a QR code that you can download the report, and it is available online. It's also online on the department website, it.telangana.gov.in. Now we request the Honorable Minister, the captain of the ship, to come here and express his vision for the IT in the coming years, and also deliver the numbers for the year 2021 and 22.
Thank you, Amar. గౌరవనీయులు మా ఐటీ శాఖ ముఖ్య కార్యదర్శి జయేష్ రంజన్ గారు, ద ప్రిన్సిపల్ సెక్రటరీ, గౌరవనీయులు అమెరికన్ కాన్సుల్ జనరల్ జోయల్ రైఫ్మన్ గారు, గౌరవనీయులు నరసింహారెడ్డి గారు, గౌరవనీయులు టీఎస్టీఎస్ చైర్మన్ జగన్మోహన్ రావు గారు, జీటీ వెంకటేశ్వరరావు గారు, రమాదేవి గారు, రాంప్రసాద్ గారు, ఇంకా వేదిక ముందున్న మన ఐటీ రంగానికి సంబంధించిన పరిశ్రమ ప్రతినిధులు, అదేవిధంగా పాత్రికేయ మిత్రులు, to all the friends from the media and all the representatives of various industry bodies including HICIA, Manisha. We have representatives of NASSCOM, AmCham. We also have representatives of CREDAI. We also have representatives of various other bodies. I would like to acknowledge and thank all of you for participating in this event. More importantly, to those of you who I have not acknowledged, my apologies in advance. I think your participation is what makes this, kind of eclectic and beautiful. Thank you very much for joining us today. Before I begin to talk about last year's numbers, I would like to quickly thank, the entire team of IT department. I think they and the entire industry, of course. I think for doing a stellar job over the last 8 years I think all of us together have been able to ensure that Hyderabad and the flag of Telangana kept flying very high over the last 8 years. So I think my entire team deserves a huge round of applause. And to Jayesh and the entire team, my compliments to all of you for working really hard and working, especially through the pandemic, I think, where lots of people were uncertain, lots of people were not sure of what lied in store, and my team was just a text message away, just a WhatsApp message away, and we were able to respond promptly, address a lot of issues, work with you, work together with the industry in ensuring continuity of services without any disruptions. Now, as most of you know, I think last 8 years, especially since we are reaching the 8th year tomorrow after the formation of the state of Telangana, most of these 8 years we've interacted a number of times, and I'm sure most of you will agree that it has been a very symbiotic, synergistic and congenial kind of engagement with the industry. That's how we've seen the industry grow, prosper, create employment opportunities, create wealth for the state, and also grow in terms of numbers. In fact, last year has been nothing short of stellar. It is, like Jayesh Ranjan said, it has surpassed even our expectations. For the year 21-22, Telangana has had a phenomenal growth in the IT and IT-enabled services sector, with an increase of 26.14% in the ITES exports, which is an astounding number. The previous year's numbers back in 2021 were 1,45,522 crores in terms of exports from Telangana. But this year, we have reached a total of 1,83,569 crores, which I think is an extremely impressive figure. But what's even more impressive, if you ask me, is the number of employees that have been added in this sector over the last 1 year. And remember, let me remind you, this was in the middle of a pandemic, when people were working from home, when there were a lot of apprehensions about people losing jobs, etc. Employment in the ITES sector has increased by nearly 24%, 23.78 to be precise. And I think this is extremely impressive because, nearly 1 lakh